Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Robocop Rogue City, where before we continue the search for Suit, the leader of the Torchead Gang, there's a couple of other crimes that remain unsolved here in the downtown area of Old Detroit. Earlier on we came across some scraps of a tabloid conspiracy newspaper claiming that, amongst other things, the crew filming a commercial on this lot behind the downtown courthouse are in fact aliens. And while that would probably be very funny if it were true, I don't believe it is. But there is definitely something very unusual going on here.
Hey, this area is off limits. You need permission to get in or a warrant.
Well, we're going to just have to see about that, aren't we? Alright, I can't get in. Fair enough. Here's the unusual thing though. I mean, this is obviously a location shoot. But if that's the case, why is there a green screen? It's not just me, is it? I mean, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You shoot on a green screen when you don't want to go on location and you're filming in the studio. So why would you go on location and set up a green screen? It just doesn't make any sense.
Something's coming. I can feel it.
Now, while I'm pretty sure public inebriation is a crime, it doesn't appear to be one that Robocop is interested in. Don't forget, there are still a number of unsolved crimes and side missions going on. Oh, hello, what's this? All kinds of stuff. It's definitely worth poking around in Old Detroit, not just because there's random stuff like this. Oh, and the view is pretty nice across the river, I have to say. Now, having never been to Detroit, I don't know how much of this is an accurate representation of the city. Hello, there's something over here as well. But it's definitely worth poking around before you head off to the old slaughterhouse in order to continue the search for the Torchead Gang leader. Because there are some, well, I hesitate to use the word crimes. There are some unresolved actual crimes, but there's a lot of other misdemeanors that you can earn experience for. Hello, what's going on here?
Help! Help! This rascal was trying to steal my cart. Look what he's done!
Have I just wrecked your life savings? Tough shit, stinker.
Antisocial behavior towards a fellow citizen can be classified as a crime. Lesson for the future: to save yourself the trouble. Clean up on the double.
You can't do it. I was only messing. I could have just picked it all up.
Hey, you tell him, Robot Man!
What a fucking joke!
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, the bum was just minding his own business, and Giggles over there thought it would be funny to knock his shopping trolley over. So there's stuff like that to keep an eye open for, but there are other actual serious crimes that still remain undetected down here in the downtown area. And you're quite free to leave and continue the main mission at any point, but if you do attempt to leave the area, the game will warn you there are however many various different unresolved missions still here, and give you the option to turn back and continue investigating. Have I ever remarked about the graphics in this game? Because they were a curious combination of really, really good and not. I mean, the environment is incredible, particularly the lighting and the reflections. The environment clutter as well. I mean, I'm sure it is repeating. Hello, there's something over there. But it's varied enough that I'm not noticing any obvious repetition. On the other hand, the character models and animations, there is more than something of a little jank about them. What's this? An oil spill. Right, you're getting a ticket, sunshine.
One that likes swimming in oil surely must be swimming in money.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's this really sort of like odd combination of really, really good and yet not at the same time. I mean, Robocop's character model is fantastic, which is kind of weird because, okay, yeah, he's the main character, you'd expect him to put some effort into his animation, but you only see him during cutscenes because it's a first-person perspective game. Most of the time, you're not actually looking at Robocop.
You see that guy down there? He's an asshole.
Thank you for the tip, citizen. I'll be sure to include that in my report. But yeah, it's everybody other than Robocop. They're not very particularly well modelled. The voice acting's good. The writing's pretty good. It's just the character models of everything that isn't Robocop himself. And it stands in stark contrast to everything else about the game's graphics, because the environments are fantastic. I think I'm about to be presented with another opportunity to serve the public trust.
Could you please keep the noise down? You're scaring off my customers.
Can't hear you. Music's too loud.
Good evening. Are those two men bothering you?
First, they harass my customers. Then they threaten to burn down my shop. You need to do something about it, officer.
What do you want, cop? Can't we have a little bit of fun? We did nothing wrong.
Your volume control seems to be broken.
Leave it! That's
Let me
brand
help.
new! I've only stole...
Thanks, officer.
Don't mention it, citizen. I was all too happy to assist the gentlemen with their stock volume control. So there's a lot of stuff like this going on. Mostly misdemeanors, not actual crimes, although that situation had the potential to escalate. They'd clearly been harassing the store owner. Did I see... Is there something going on with the graffiti over there? Because there was... Yeah, there is. What's this? Because this was another thing that was mentioned in the tabloid conspiracy paper. Unauthorized painting. New clue obtained. Something to do with, again, aliens, but the graffiti. Hang on a minute. Because there was a graffiti artist that I ran into earlier. Told him to stop, and he did, and ran off, and I didn't think it was worth the time chasing after him. Where was that? Let's have a quick look through my archives. There it is. Independent news. Here we go. First, the extraterrestrial marketing, subliminal messages being pumped into the commercial that's being filmed behind the courthouse. But this one here, signs. Aliens painting their names on buildings around the laundromat. Apparently this is how they're going to take over the world. Maybe it's worth... I mean, let's just be clear. I'm not saying it's aliens, but the tabloid article that I caught mentioned three things. One of them was riverside littering, which apparently was also aliens, but it did lead me to the encounter between the asshole who was going around harassing bums and tipping over their shopping carts, which allowed me to tick one misdemeanor off the list and issue a ticket there. It also mentioned extraterrestrial marketing, the commercial that's being filmed in the lot behind the courthouse. Not saying it's aliens, but there's definitely something weird going on there. So perhaps it's worth checking out this graffiti as well. It's just a question of trying to remember where the graffiti artist ran off to. Got the vague idea that it was... Ah, that's it. Right next to the laundromat. Oh, of course, yeah, the article did say around the laundromat. This does look familiar. Yeah, that's the one. That's the unfinished graffiti. That's the laundromat. Well, it's worth checking out in there. But yeah, this is where I caught the guy in the act. Told him to stop. He shit a brick, complied with the order, dropped his spray can and ran off. Let's just check out the laundromat itself, see if there's anything interesting. Oh, there is something here. Catch any dope heads washing jelly beans or marbles just for... Yeah, people are trying to... Of course they are. Wrecking the washing machines. Anything interesting on the radio?
Dad, what does eviction mean? And who's a debt collector? Why can't I open the door for him? Dad, tell me the truth. Are we poor? Dad? Dad!
Tired of your kids asking annoying questions? You just want to relax after a long day of work, but someone won't let you?
Are we going to be okay? Dad, I'm scared.
Snoozers. Sleeping pills for kids. Just one pill can guarantee 5 hours of peace. Nap time just became your decision. Sleep tight, son.
Oh
Evening,
yes,
officer.
the trademark Robocop satirical commercials. That one was actually kind of tame by the standards of the ones that we saw in the movies. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything actually going on in the laundromat. I'm not seeing any graffiti around the back, so where did that guy run off to? I think it was down there. Down to the right. It's been a while. I'd be surprised if he was still there, but I might be able to find some evidence of where he went. Oh, yeah, footprints. Yep, this is him. It's no use hiding, citizen. He's in the dumpster, isn't he? Still. I know you're in there, citizen. Come quietly, or there will be trouble.
So, what you gonna do? You can't put me behind bars. I'm still a kid and only done it once. Just let me off with a warning, will ya?
Yeah, I got a number of options. Book him, let him off with a warning. I think we're going to assign him some community service.
I hereby assign you 40 hours of community service.
Doing what?
Painting over the illegal graphics.
You're telling me I'll get to cap over tags of those assholes from the hood with police watching my back? Sweet!
Well, it didn't quite have the result I was anticipating, but yeah, I'll take it. I'm still missing something, though. And I know I'm still missing something because of two things. First, that tabloid article mentioned three things. The extraterrestrial subliminal marketing, the film shoot going on behind the courthouse. I still haven't figured out what's going on there. And so far, that tabloid news scrapping has led me to 2 confirmed crimes. Plus, solving all of the side missions, if you like, down here in Old Detroit is actually a side mission. It's called Serve and Protect, and it consists of finding 6 violations. There may be more than 6, but you have to find 6 in order to complete the Serve and Protect side mission, and it is not yet complete, and you can confirm this by going to your vehicle and attempting to leave the area. Do you want to leave the area? Side objectives will be failed, Serve and Protect. So it does give you the option of sticking around. Let's check it out. There we go, Serve and Protect. Detect violations, 4 of 6. So I found 4. There's at least another 2. There may be more. And I'm pretty sure that at least one of them has got something to do with the filming going on behind the courthouse. Now, regarding that, the guy in the entrance said that I couldn't get in without an invitation or a warrant. Well, I could get in if I had probable cause as well, although I don't have that at the moment. The thing is, though, now, first of all, I'm not a lawyer. I don't even play one on TV. But that would only be true if they were filming on private property. But they're not filming on private property. They're filming in the public car park around the back of the downtown courthouse. They can throw up all of the security barriers they want. That doesn't mean they have the right to stop anybody from walking in. Nevertheless, the game insists that I'm going to need a warrant, or at the very least, probable cause. But remember, even if I'm correct and there is something going on there that needs investigating, it's still not the only thing, because the Serve and Protect side mission is currently at 4 of 6 violations detected, so there's something else. Something like unauthorized garbage disposal, perhaps?
Littering is prohibited.
What was I supposed to do? I've missed the garbage collection and we had fish on Friday. You have no idea how much it reeks.
Cry me a river, sunshine, because that does not come under the category of the city's problem.
You violated the law.
Oh, man. So I pay the city for not removing my garbage, and now I have to pay for removing it myself? That's ridiculous.
The moral is, stay away from fishy activity.
First thing he said was he missed the garbage collection. That is not the city's problem. The city provides the service. You failed to take advantage of it. Oh, hang on a second. Is that a police cruiser? It is. And it looks like there's something just a little bit more serious than a little violation going on. How may I be of assistance, officers?
He's my favorite TV star.
Thanks to you.
Kurt's finally had a reason to watch something other than the fast food channel.
When it comes to cleaning criminal scum from the city, I am even better live. Can you tell me what happened here?
Nasty murder. The victim is a white female, mid-20s, identified as Casey Carmel. Had a history of petty crime and prostitution, but believe it or not, that's her real name.
Any leads?
The case is closed. OCP won't spend a single dime on the murder of a prostitute.
Cost optimization. Fancy name for we don't give a shit about poor people.
So if you were to look around the crime scene, you would potentially be exposing OCP to extra costs.
If you want to do that, be our guest.
The best way to cut the costs of policing is to cut the criminals down.
Tell me about it. I'd enjoy the force to pick up dead bodies off the street.
Yeah, but what can we do?
Do you have any thoughts about that murder?
I bet the girl was killed somewhere else, and the body was only dumped here. And we got the tire tracks, drag marks. If we find a car that matches, we'll find our perp. Yeah, I guess the perp had his hands covered in some green-blue guacamole-ish goo, and the body's covered in it.
Why does it always come back to food with you? Anyway, we need to do a proper analysis.
Is that homeless man considered a suspect?
Nah, we know the guy. You can rule him out.
The guy's a loon, a mental patient. He thinks that aliens dumped the body here.
Talk to him if you want. Just prepare to hear a tall tale about green people.
I will look around. We must bring the murderer to justice.
Crazy guy who thinks aliens did it. That sounds awfully familiar. I wonder if it's connected. Oh, okay. It seems like we still have elements of the tutorial. So we're going to check for evidence first. Probably nothing here. Yep. What's this? Blood type AB. Remains to be seen whether or not that's the victim or somebody else. Oh, there are the tyre tracks.
Custom extended wheelbase. Have you seen a vehicle like this around?
Nah. But that narrows it down significantly. Good catch, Robo.
Yeah, something like that shouldn't be too difficult to track down. What's this? Completely irrelevant.
Yeah, probably belonged to our victim. Let's try to find other clues.
Yeah, he's probably right. I think it's time I examined the body.
Somebody dumped her a few feet from here. The blood traces on the ground indicate she was dragged.
Right. Hello. That'll be the green-blue chemical that Officer Kurtz was talking about. Looks like a handprint.
That's this green-blue shit on her arm. No idea what it might be, but there is more of it around.
Yeah, and those look like finger marks, indicating that somebody with all that crap on their hands dragged the body and dumped it over here in the garbage.
Nasty wound. Looks like she was hit with a blunt object, possibly a hammer. Her heels had to touch the ground when the body was dragged.
Alright, so we found everything that we're going to find by looking at the body. Time to question our witness, the guy who thinks it was aliens.
Oh, I can help you find the guy who dumped the body here. I saw him, but you must accept the truth.
Tell me what you know.
It's as simple as it gets. Aliens did it.
Aliens.
I've been investigating them for years. They send rats to spy on me. They don't want me to show you this list. It's a list of aliens living in Detroit. All 37,617 of them. The murderer included.
Most likely a van with a custom extended wheelbase. Does your list contain any information on such a vehicle?
Jackpot! I've got a guy with a van that matches your description. I don't know his ID, but I know where you can find him. A film set near the courthouse. They're shooting a TV commercial and it's run by aliens, so it all makes sense. Casey must have discovered something there, and they got her. That must have been what's happened.
Why do you think that aliens are involved?
I saw the guy who dumped the body here. I saw his skin. It was green and glowing like those toy dinosaurs that children play with and years later develop serious diseases from.
Why do you think that aliens run the set?
Who do you think runs the advertising business? They're stuffing commercials with subliminal messages. They use additional film frames with commands to make us obey. Don't you know what happens to those who watch TV?
I will verify your statement. Nevertheless, I recommend you consult a psychiatrist at the earliest possible time.
Jackpot.
Now, the set.
I'm not saying we're going to get a warrant based on the testimony of this loon, who is clearly the guy who wrote those news articles, but those news articles have led me to genuine, well, maybe not exactly crimes, but certainly misdemeanors. And it's worth checking out. I'm not entirely sure I have what anybody would describe as probable cause yet, because, I mean, unless it actually was aliens.
Mike was driving and we heard what we thought was a blown tire.
It's almost I hope it is aliens. Because that would be fantastic. But it's probably not aliens.
I'll learn less if you hang around
Anyway,
here.
we're going to find out exactly what was going on. And one way or another, we are going to get to the bottom of this in the next episode. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope you're all having a great day. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.